Welcome to the Fox on the Wire podcast. There he is.
What's up, dude?
Not much, man. Oh, yeah, that's heaps better.
I'll go landscape for you.
What's for lunch? Oh, no, be dinner.
Yeah, it's dinner here. I just had a little sandwich, I guess.
Nice. Long time no see.
How have you been? Holy cow, it's been a while.
It has been, man. I think it's been about 3 years. I was looking it up. Our last chat was, about 3 years ago when you were in, you just moved to America from Costa Rica.
That is correct, then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm recording, so anything you say or do can be used against you.
Wow.
So
do it, man, please. Bury me. Let's go.
Well, you look nice and sunburnt, so you've obviously been out on the water and enjoying life, I can see.
Yeah, I know. I thought I wasn't too sunburned, but well, I'm facing the sunset right now, so maybe it's making me look a little redder than I actually am.
Cool.
Or maybe I'm redder than I think I am.
I think that might be partly that's happened to me a few times. Yeah.
Well, you're as honest as you were last time.
Yeah. So whereabouts are you at the moment?
I'm in Hawaii right now.
Lucky you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you live in Australia, so you can't say that much.
True. Are you on holidays or are you just taking a break?
Yeah, it's I'm on my 1 year anniversary trip with my wife.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, but thanks for taking time out for us on the podcast.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to catch up on, I'm sure. Where should we start? You've got a new single out, Nah Nah Goodbye. Is that fairly new?
Yeah. So, last time we talked, I was on my way. I think I was on my way to Austin. Like I was sleeping in my bus, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. And so at that point, I had recorded an album inside the bus, and I was in the process of releasing it. Yep. And since then, I've released like 5 or 6 songs from that recording session, and then Nana is like a new song that I recorded in Austin, in Texas.
Yeah.
And and there's like 2 more songs that are coming really soon. Actually, they're both done mixing and mastering, and so those are coming really quick. And lots has happened. I basically moved to Austin, and it's just transformed my life completely. Like, I'm playing music 5 to 6 times a week now. Mm. And I like took the bus all the way to Colorado last year. Trying to remember now if it was last year or the year before. Just trying to explore and like, put a foot down in a couple of other cities, like trying to tour and things like that. And then this year we're planning a tour to go all the way to Atlanta and back, like me and my band. And then I like recorded another album in Austin. And I'm just like finally living off music.
That's awesome, man. I mean, there's so much I want to talk to you about the music, and then just being in America and what that's like. So I don't know where to start. I guess let's start with the music, like we sort of have already. But so are these all going to be sort of single releases, or are you planning? Is it going to be an album? What's the plan?
So the way I've been doing it since probably 2020, I guess. Even before then, but since before 2020, when it was highly emphasized that you should release singles, I decided to start doing that. But I wanted to release the singles in the context of an album. Mm. right? And so I'm still like writing an album and releasing an album, but I guess trying to release as many singles as possible before like releasing the entire album. And so where I'm at right now is that I started releasing the first single of the second album before I even released the entire first album.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
and to me it's crazy, but I'm like, well, I mean, I don't have a huge fan base, so who cares? Like, and because when I released my last album Under the Carbons before like I went solo, I remember the album coming out and all my like fans being like, whoa, shit, like I thought there was going to be more new songs, but I'm like, yeah, well, I already released like 6 singles, so there's only 4 new songs. And so, yeah, at this point, I'm just releasing music as often as I can, and nobody's buying CDs and nobody's buying. I mean, some people are buying vinyls, but the last time I made an order for a vinyl, it cost like $4,000, and so unless I'm sure that they're all going to sell in a relatively short time, then I'm just like, damn, do I really? I'd rather make shirts because people are buying shirts.
Yeah, that's one thing that's turned me off releasing vinyl, because I mean, I love vinyl as a listener. I still listen to CDs, I listen to digital, everything, but I still like having the big record as a listener, as a music fan. But as a musician, it's a lot of money to outlay first. And yeah, for myself, like, I don't think I could guarantee at this stage that I could actually sell enough to make that money back. I've already got boxes and boxes in the garage of old CDs that sort of never sold all the way through. So I definitely don't want boxes of vinyl out there just sort of rotting away. But
well, dude, and I know bands that are doing like better than me in the sense that like they have more followers and they have more people that like buy tickets to their shows, and they have boxes of shirts and like multiple types of shirts and other like types of merch in their garage that they're not selling. And so I'm trying, I went through the whole like band thing and like, putting the art first and trying to build something out of nothing. And I mean, now it's just, I'm able to essentially print 10 shirts at a time for $12 a shirt. And so I can sell them at 20, 25, 20, 30 bucks a shirt and still like figure out, okay, is this the right design or do I make another design? Does this design only work in this city? Like I have a shirt that says Austin's Weird on it and it's selling really well, but is that going to sell that well outside of Austin?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. And yeah, I don't want to be stuck with a box of 100 or 500 shirts in my garage. I mean, yeah, like the music industry just keeps changing. It's always changing.
I've noticed like the CD printer place that I used to print my CDs at, like, 10 years or more ago. I'm pretty sure the minimum was like 100 back then, but now it's even smaller, I think. So the whole smaller run of print thing is maybe a little bit more flexible these days. You don't have to do the big bulk orders, like you were saying with the T-shirts. Because, you just end up with, excess stuff in the boxes that doesn't always sell through. So, yeah. Oh, well, I mean, there's no rules anymore, really, is there? Like, you can release music however you want, whenever you want. It's kind of cool. But you're kind of making it up as you go, I think, aren't you? Really?
I mean, Yeah, it's got pros and cons. Like, it's
Yeah.
nice because you could just try anything you want. And like, if you have a really creative mindset about it, it's great. But if you have a really like business mindset about it, you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, what's the right
Yeah.
way to do something? And there is no right way to do things. And you just have to keep trying things. And, I'm actually like about to release, I think, what is going to be my album title song. And so I want to make sure it's about that. And I'm worried because my current shirts are selling really well. And so I'm like, oh my God, like now I'm going to make new designs. Are they going to sell as well? Like, luckily, I have like a print as you go um, distributor. And so I can get 20 shirts made, only put those out, see if those will sell. And then after like, a couple months, if they're not selling, then okay, well, I got to make a new design. So, there's pros and cons. Like you have more freedom and you just have to be able to exercise that freedom in a responsible way.
Yep. Yep. So are you printing CDs for your albums?
No, not right now. I've thought about it, but yeah, only like out of 400 shows that I did last year, I think only like 2 or 3 people asked me for CDs. So
how many shows?
400 or probably more.
How many days in a year? Fuck, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, I play like 5 to 6 times a week.
God damn.
Yeah,
Wow.
like Texas has been incredible, dude. Like it's just it's been life changing. Like I'm in Hawaii right now, and I've only made money from music in the last 2.5 years.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Living the dream.
Yeah, it's been transformative. The fact that I'm playing every day, I'm noticing my guitar playing is improving, and I haven't written as much lately in the last like probably couple months, but I was focusing on like learning harmonica. Like I play harmonica now. Like that's new of the last year, and so I'm gonna try to get back to like more writing and actually I think the next goal is to like really get my vocals like steady and reliable, I would say.
So it's probably different for different shows, but roughly how long is it? Like three sets per show generally, like 3 sets of 45 minutes or a couple of sets?
Yeah. But funny enough, I went back to Montreal, Quebec, like a year after moving to Texas, or maybe even 6 months after moving. And I saw this guy who played 3 hours straight without stopping, like no breaks. And I was trying to like dissect like what he was doing, and I figured it out, and I was like, well, you know what? Like, I'm gonna try this in Austin. And so I went back to Austin and I started playing no breaks, and my tips tripled. And so a lot of the gigs in Austin, they'll pay like a base rate, but if you don't make any tips, like, you won't starve, but you're not going to Hawaii, let's say, or you're not like saving up for a house or repairing your car. Like you're surviving, but you're not thriving, let's say. So like it's highly dependent on your tips. And so I came back from that summer and I realized like, wow, okay, like this is, it's not the only thing, but it's like one of the key things. Like if you don't stop for 3 hours, you're gonna actually make some money.
So is that, do you think from a punter perspective, is that because they see you going hard for 3 hours, or is it that they don't lose focus of you when you have a break?
Yeah, I think for in the audience perspective, it's people just don't leave because the vibe stays high. right?
Right.
Like if you stop playing, well, the thing is, like, it could be, it's highly dependent on who else is going to take over the vibe while you're on break, right? So if you take a break for 15 minutes and then the house DJ or whoever is in charge of turning the music back on doesn't do it right, then people will leave. And now you got to start all over again to like build the vibe, right? So if you spend 45 minutes building this vibe and getting people excited about what you're doing, now those people who have been there for 45 minutes are going to influence the people coming in after 45 minutes. And then those people that are coming in now are starting at that vibe, right? And so if you take a break now, then you're just like, okay, cool. Everybody that you built like this vibe with are leaving, so you just have to start all over. And yeah, it's all momentum. It's the same thing with releasing music, you know, and or posting on social media. If you spend a whole year like posting every day, like once a day, and really building your following and building all this momentum, and then you're like, well, I'm going to leave for 3 months now, you know, then you're going to have to start all over again.
Yeah, true. But it must be hard for you, like just from an energy perspective, like physical and mental, to keep that momentum up for 3 hours for the whole show.
Yeah, it's you know, there's yeah, it's definitely hard to like, especially if people like start requesting like songs that are really like difficult to sing, then it becomes really hard. And so what I've tried to do now is that I don't like really accept requests for the first hour. I mean, I will if I have to, and if I know that this is my only hard gig of the week or whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, you know, like there's ways that I've been managing my energy, and you know, certain songs like I'll lower the key and things like that. And so
yeah. Any instrumentals in the set there just to give your voice a bit of a break?
No. There's one or two songs that the bass player will sing once in a while. I'll let him sing. Yeah. But no, the biggest thing has been like finding songs that I can sing without, like, you know, wrecking my voice. And then also working on breathing, like figuring out like, okay, like I do this cover of Eminem, like Lose Yourself.
Yep.
And there's like nowhere to breathe. And so I'm like figuring out like where to breathe. Are there any like words that I don't really have to sing? Like there's one in this third verse where he has like a mofo or whatever. And I'll just like leave that out and just breathe there and then just sing the next line.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not like really necessary for the song.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like, you know, figuring out where to breathe, and also like just talking to the audience in between songs and making sure like you're keeping people engaged, and it's not just like song after song after song, and like, you know, you're like really interacting with the audience. And like I just ask people where they're from, and like once I get like somebody who's like really engaged, I'll even ask them who like what their name is and why are they here, and it just like creates a whole show, you know, and creates like a whole vibe.
Yeah, it's obviously given you a lot of content for social media as well. I really like the way you sort of show the audience and some of your interactions with the audience. I was watching one before, I don't know how long ago it was, but I think it was a lady and her partner, like he was stuffing his face with food and she wanted more originals. I think that was her.
Yeah.
She wanted more original songs, not the covers. And then you swung around to the bar chick who looked a bit concerned because obviously you're there to probably to play covers, but yeah, I thought that was
well, that's the thing. Like
cool.
a lot of, I would say like about half of the gigs that I play are cover gigs.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and I'll throw in like originals here and there. Like, if I have like, sometimes people like will just request originals. And so, I think I know which one you're talking about, where like it pans to the bartender, and the bartender is like surprised, that the couple in the bar are like so stoked, at the song I just played, and they want more, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, I know exactly the video that you're talking about, and so I can comment on it, and they're just like, "Oh my gosh!" We just came out, like, we have a babysitter at home. This is our first time out after our first kid, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, we're having a great time. And it's great, man. Like, even when I play cover gigs, that happens a lot. And so I've gone from, when I was living in Canada, there's so little gigs that you're trying to just get your originals out, like, as much as possible. Whereas now, like, playing 5 or 6 times a week, like, even if I only play a quarter of my originals per gig, I'm still playing more than I was back in Canada. Like at the end of the week, I'm like, okay, sweet. So if I have, 40 songs a gig, and I have, let's say on a slow week, I have 4 gigs, I'm still playing 40 originals. That's like 4 original gigs per week.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of rewired my brain to just be grateful for that. And I've the last couple years I've gone from, okay, I need to play as many originals as possible, to I need to make money at music so I can record my originals.
Yeah.
And now I'm in my second year of actually like making it, and we're going to start touring now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the right way to think about it. Like, I know other guys in town are doing it differently, and I've certainly tried to do it differently, but like, man, like this is the most fun and most freedom I've had in a long time.
Yeah.
And I've built my home studio. I've built like a little studio at home, and I'm like able to record most, if not all, of my music right at home. And so, it's just been fucking amazing.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. That's
Thanks.
all sounding great. And yeah, definitely the ability to record at home is such a big thing. That's what I've been doing as well, like, because I'm recording an EP at the moment, and I've recorded the main acoustic guitars and like the cajon, the box thing at the studio.
Yeah.
But everything else, like additional guitars, vocals, bass, everything else, I've been recording at home. And cool. Then I just send it all to the engineer to mix it all. I don't want nothing to do with the mixing. Input, yes, but not actual the mixing of it. And it's been great. Like, you learn so much, as I'm sure you've found as well. And just that taking your time sort of factor, the ability to do 30 or 40 takes, and just, I don't know, it's just so much. I do love the studio, but it is a blessing to be able to do it at home as well. So, I think it's changed the game, really, for me anyway.
Yeah, I agree. We did all the drum and the bass tracks in the studio.
Yeah.
For this next album that's coming out, and it was so much fun, man. And like, the guys in my band they're pros. They're so good. Like, the drummer went to Berkeley. The bass player been playing with me for a year, and we sometimes, like, we get requests that I don't even know, and I just look it up on my phone, and I start playing, and he just watches my hands and he plays along.
Yeah.
Like, that's how good the guys are.
Yeah.
And so the studio was so much fun, and we got a lot more done in 3 or 4 days than I even expected. And I even took the guys out, for brisket, because we're in Texas, obviously.
Yeah, hell
And so yeah, I'm all for the studio. It's really good to bring multiple heads together, and like, if you have a decent sized studio, you're comfortable, you have a coffee machine, and everybody's like, okay, cool. But you don't need to be in that space for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. You can come together for a few days. Okay, what are we doing with this song? That's what we're doing. Great. Let's hammer it out. And then as you're working, things will come up. But yeah, I'm all for, like, let's bring like some creative minds together, see what happens in 4 days, but not drag it out to a few weeks and wasting money.
Yeah. The money just doesn't go down the drain. Like, it's not that, but it chews away. And I think we used to do that, back in the day, is just spend almost day after day in the studio, and there's a lot of fucking around, and I couldn't do that now. So I'm there to work, and I just need to get it done. And it's been awesome recording at home and just learning different things. What are you recording with at home? Like, what program? Are you Logic, or are you Pro Tools?
I use Pro Tools, and my producer encouraged me to buy a it's called an Aston Spirit. It's like a condenser mic, so I upgraded to that.
Right.
And then I also got the ID4i, I think it's called. It's like another like European audio interface, and I haven't, like, I'm not a mixing engineer, and so I haven't really noticed like a huge difference. I've noticed a difference. It's not like a zero, but like, I just kind of upgraded those two things to make him happy, and it's not, like I say, I haven't noticed a zero difference, so I'm glad I did it. And it wasn't like too expensive too. Like, the mic was used like $250, and the audio interface was like $300 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I now have I used to have a Scarlett 2i2 or whatever it's called, so like a 2-input interface. Now I have a 4-input interface, so it's really nice. If I want to record, let's say, like a stereo acoustic guitar and vocals at the same time, like, now I can do that. Whereas like with the 2-input interface, I couldn't really do that before. So that's been good. But like, my setup is like really simple. My laptop's from 2012, and so it's like, and at the time it was top of the line. It's like an i7 core or whatever. So my setup's not shitty, but it's also not like the top of the line right now. And so if anybody out there is listening, wondering like, how do I get started? You can get started with a couple $1,000, basically, like a $1,000 laptop and a $200 interface and a $300 microphone. I recently upgraded to like open back headphones, because I started mixing my own music.
Yep.
And so that's been great.
Yep.
It's helped a lot. And even though it took me 10 mixes to get my latest song. But,
that's a whole nother ball game, mixing your own music, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting on, like, I have a side project where I do like more like Jack Johnson kind of stuff.
That's what we were talking about in the last episode.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay, great.
Yeah, because you'd been in Costa Rica and you've written like 50 songs.
Yeah.
And you're doing the whole Jack Johnson thing, but then you're like, fuck that, I'm not done with rock. So so essentially I've been in Austin now almost 3 years,
doing the rock thing, and I recorded a whole rock album, and now I'm in Hawaii, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just wrote like 2 songs this week.
Yeah.
And I want to start doing both at the same time. Like, why not? Like, a friend of mine told me I shouldn't really divide my attention like that, but what does he know? He's only selling out, 100 cap rooms. Like, what does he know?
True, yeah. Well, it's sort of what inspires you at the time. Like, obviously, when we spoke last, you were inspired enough to write the songs, but then decided, no, it's not for me at the moment to, release them and go and play them. But you obviously kept them close enough that you can come back to them when you feel ready, which by the sounds of it might be now. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I mean, what I'm doing now is I'm kind of using those songs as a, so what's happened in the last few months is that I recorded that album, the rock album, and my mixing engineer kind of dropped off the face of the earth.
Right.
So I've been searching for a new mixing engineer, and I've had, little to no luck, essentially. I found somebody, but I'm not sure that they're gonna be there the long haul. Like, they're okay. They're like a good mixing engineer, but they have other things going on, and so I'm just not sure, And so I've decided, like, spend so much time looking for a mixing engineer. Like, why don't I try to do it myself? I've kind of like you for a long time. I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this, blah blah blah. And I've been listening to a lot of, business moguls or whatever, and a lot of them are saying the same thing. Like, whatever you avoid is your path to riches or to like success. And so I've been avoiding this for a long time. And, the excuse that I had, I don't know about you, but the excuse that I had, I'm like, well, I can't do everything myself. I need to delegate some of this stuff. Right.
Yeah.
And I want to build a team. And it's true, I do. But man, like, if I spent, like, in the last few months, I've spent tens of hours just looking for a mixing engineer, and then once I found one, I'm like, and then I'll spend tens of hours trying to train him to figure out, okay, this is the kind of mix that I'm looking for, and then I'm training him not to make the same mistakes that my last guy was making. And so I'm thinking, okay, so let's say I've not wasted, but let's say I've spent 50, 60 hours looking for this new mixing engineer. And before this one, I spent 50 hours trying to find this new mixing engineer. Like, how long would it take me to figure out how to mix my own song? Right? And then it's a new skill that I have. And I'm not saying I'm going to mix my songs for the rest of my life, but at least I know how to do it.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
And I guess once you do find the right person, your experience having mixed, however long you end up doing it for, I guess will help you maybe direct the next person or help you realize what you want from that person.
Yeah.
Because the mixing is a big thing. Like, it's not to be sort of understated. I always find it interesting. Like, I guess Smells Like Teen Spirit, for example, the version that we all know and love, someone said, like, if it was the original mix by Butch Vig, I think he did a mix. If that was released, the song wouldn't have been as big as it was. I mean, no one really knows that, but I know I find that interesting because that mix still sounded good, and it still sounds like the song. But because the other dude, was it Andy Wallace? I should know this off the top of my head. Because he did the mix that we all know now, that's why, in part, why it was so successful. But when I listen to the two, I can hear the difference, but it's not. Is it really that big of a difference that deems it was going to be successful or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. And well, I'd like to comment on that. So
Yeah.
the thing is, if you hear both of them back to back, then you might be able to pick the best one. But if you never heard the best one, would you still love the other one? And would they still have made it as big as they were? I'm going to say probably yes. And I'm realizing that, especially as an up-and-coming band, what matters most is the energy, the feeling, the vocals. Like if the vocalist is singing his heart out, and I don't mean like necessarily like screaming and like to the point where, you know, you're hurting your voice. I just mean like, so for example, like my new like Jack Johnson kind of stuff, like I'm realizing that I'm singing them like too sadly, and I have to like smile when I'm singing to like be like, this is actually a happy song and I should be smiling. And when I smile, my voice changes, right? And so like that's what I mean when I say the emotion. Like if you sing the emotion correctly and it's believable in the song, then sure, the mix matters. I mean, you know, you can have a terrible mix and that can hurt you, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, do you have a song that people care about? And can you evoke that emotion in your audience? So, of course, and the thing is, like, even like Gary, do you know who Gary Clark Jr. is?
Yep.
Yeah, so Gary Clark Jr. had a song, "Bright Lights," that he released, and then I think like 10, I might be wrong about the exact timeline, but like 10 years later, he re-released it, remixed it, right? And so you can release a song and have this success as an indie band, and then 10 years down the road, as your audience grows, and maybe you get signed to a label, or you have all this money coming in, you're like, wow, okay, so this is my best song. Like, why don't I re-release it with an actual mixing engineer that's not me?
Yeah.
And re-release it again, and now your audience grows tenfold, right? And so, and that's especially true today because nobody prints CDs anymore. So you can just re-release the same song when your audience on Spotify grows from 1,000 to 100,000. Yeah, and so that's kind of like what I've been dealing with lately is, okay, I need to let go of perfection and just release music, see what people like. And, you know, who knows, in 3 years, 4, 5, 10 years, this one song that I recorded in my bedroom might be huge. And now it might be worth it to re-record it properly in a studio.
Yeah. That's all very subjective, isn't it? Like, I mean, you could have a pretty ordinary song, but have a really good mix, but that doesn't mean it's going to be successful either, because there's no emotional connection for people in the song. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's a funny one. I guess I like, for now at least, I like sending mine off to get mixed, just to get a fresh set of ears as well. Like, yeah, because, you know, once you do a bunch of takes, you know, sift through all the takes and chop them up or whatever you got to do, and, you know, listen to them over and over, EQing and stuff like that. Your ears just get used to things, and it's sort of hard to be critical sometimes. So, yeah, I guess for me, I still like to send it off. Here, what do you think of this? And just get a fresh perspective. But I think there are definitely times where it could be handy to be able to mix things yourself, for sure.
Well, and honestly, dude, if I hadn't lost my last mixing engineer, I would not be saying all the things I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
You know, it's just been like a pain that I'm dealing with in my life, and trying to find somebody new that's as good as my old guy, that's in the same price range, and now everything's doubled in price, and I'm like, okay, well, if it's doubled in price, am I getting a better product? Blah blah blah. all those things. Like, you know, if he had still been around and even increased his prices, at least I trust him. I know that he's going to do a good job. I probably wouldn't be saying what I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
You know, or if that happened and I found a mixing engineer right away in Austin, and I was like, oh wow, this guy is exactly the guy I was dealing with. I don't have to, you know, tippy toe around shit. Like, one thing I liked about my last mixing engineer is that he was like a straight shooter, and so I, you know, if I recorded something and it was poorly recorded, he would just tell me.
Yeah.
Like, you need to re-record this.
Yep.
And so I was like, okay, great. So then we recorded. He's like, okay, good, that's better. Then he would mix it. So I really like that because it just makes things faster, and I just like working that way. So now I'm trying to find that personality on top of like that skill level of mixing. And yeah, so I'm not saying you should start mixing yourself. Like, if you have a guy that you like, fuck yeah, dude, hell yeah,
Yeah.
like just keep doing what you're doing. You know, and hopefully in this process that I'm going through right now, I will find a guy who says like, hey, I really like your mixes. I think I can do as good of a job. Here's my info. Here's my price. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm too busy anyway. Here's my Pro Tool session.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So are you looking for someone based in Texas, or because you do everything sort of online, like you send all the files across, it doesn't really matter where they're based? Or
Well, yeah. So initially, I thought I would find somebody in Texas to like build my brand there and build my name there. And so I'm using a guy in Texas right now, and I'm realizing, like, you know, at the end of the day, those guys don't have that much influence. Like, you know, unless, and even if they are working with like the Black Keys or you know, who else, like ZZ Top or Pearl Jam or who else, you know what I'm saying, like, even those guys, those mixing engineers that are working with them, like, the mixing engineers don't have that much influence.
no.
So it's like, it's nice that you could say like, oh, I got my song mixed by the same guy that mixed the Black Keys. But is that going to get you more streams? Like, maybe 30 more, because like your musician friends know who that is, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, wow, I'm gonna go listen to it. But like, at the end of the day, like, you need a great song with great vocals, great melody, great guitar melodies, and great groove. Like, that's what matters. You know, and there's so many examples of bedroom musicians right now popping off on TikTok and Instagram Reels that have no budget. So I don't know. I'm just realizing, like, yeah, sure, I'm down to work with like, which Chad Blake. Like, I sent him my mix. He's like the guy that did. I mean, he's fucking done everybody. But you know, he didn't reply to me, and I'm like, yeah, I'd love to work with him, but at the end of the day, I got to put out music, man. Like, I got some friends in Austin who have just like gone to Australia and played like festivals there, and you know, their strategy was just, they released like 30 songs in a matter of 1 year. So
yeah, like, well, what's your thoughts on AI music? Because obviously that's part of the saturation of, you know, things being released on the streaming platforms, which I think most musicians have an issue with. What do you think about AI music, and then having to deal with it as a real musician?
Well, on the streaming side, it's an annoyance, but you know, on the like the face to face or like the show side, it might be an advantage, because now, you know, if people are listening to AI music and they're like, oh, I'd love to go see this show, and then they realize it's an AI artist, so they can't, right? And I don't know what's going to happen in a few years. Like maybe the labels are going to figure out, okay, like let's find like somebody who sounds like this AI artist and can mimic this AI artist, and we can sell it somehow. Like who knows? Like I don't know if that's what's going to happen or not. But for me personally, like I'm just noticing at my shows, like as long as I am able to engage with my audience and really make them feel like they're having an intimate and unique moment in that time, then I don't think AI is going to take that away. So, AI is going to take a lot of things away, but I think it's going to. I heard somebody say this not that long ago. Like we should embrace AI because it's essentially going to take away all the things we don't want to do. And so if as an artist you don't want to make music, like you don't want to write music, then sure. I mean, that's not me, but like embrace that. Like AI can help you with that. Like, so what I don't like doing is making show flyers or posters every week. And like a couple weeks ago, I got shit because I enhanced a poster of mine and gave myself like some abs and like a funny hat.
Yeah.
And somebody was like upset about it. But I'm like, guys, like I'm here to make music and give you a great show, like not to make fucking flyers every week. Like every week, I make a flyer every week, and I have been making a flyer without AI every week for like 2 years now. And so this one time I like used the same photo I've been using for like 2 years, but I just like added some abs and like I changed my outfit because it was like July 4th, and so it was all like stars and stripes and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, I think well, not I think AI is here to stay, and it's going to get worse. And so use it for the things you don't want to do. And if you're an artist, then write your own songs and record your own music. And if the thing you hate doing is finding a mixing engineer, then just ask ChatGPT, like, what's a good mixing engineer in Austin? And like, is that wrong? Is that like unethical? Because that's the same thing as asking Google, which we've been doing for like 20 years.
So you're obviously in front of people 6-7 days a week playing music for them. You would say they still crave that human connection, that human interaction, and
oh yeah,
you can't replace that.
No, I think people are even hungrier than ever for it. Yep. The problem is like most musicians don't even know how to deliver that, right? And like I'm noticing, especially the generation, like people that are like 10 years younger than me that like never lived without an iPhone. Like they don't even know how to interact with people that aren't their siblings, so let's say. And so, and not all of them, like, and just caveat, but and even myself, like, I was pretty shy growing up, and my mom even like has come to some of my shows and she doesn't recognize me. She's like, oh wow, my God, you were the shy kid, like drawing by yourself in the corner and shooing your brother away, and now you're like, entertaining hundreds of people at the same time and like meeting like hundreds of strangers every week. And so you have to, it's something that you have to learn, but I think that's what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years is you're going to have to sell. You're going to have to sell yourself. You're going to have to sell yourself, and you're going to have to like figure out how to talk to people that you don't know if you want to survive. There's new businesses coming up that are like I don't even know how to describe them, but essentially you're just offering yourself as a friend to go walk around a lake or a trail and just like talk to somebody. It's like almost like a therapist, but you're not like a licensed therapist. You're just like, offering like an hour of your time to just talk to somebody. Like
Almost
that's a
like
new
a
business.
yeah, right. Almost like a carer or something.
Yeah, like
just
Kara, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so like there's pros and cons. Just like when the internet happened in late 90s and the early 2000s, like it revolutionized everything and took a lot of jobs away and created a bunch of new ones. And I think AI is going to be the same thing. Like people are gonna, but I try to see the positive things, the positive thing about it, and that is humans will have to be more human because AI will take care of all the robotic things.
So just going back to your, I guess your personality on stage and how you grew up shy and that sort of thing. When you first started gigging, obviously you didn't, you weren't maybe like you are now, a bit more confident now and confident in what you do and what you need to deliver. Have you got to this stage just by constantly doing it over and over and learning what you need to become? I don't really know what I'm asking. I'm just like, yeah, it's like it's a journey of building your self-confidence, I guess.
Are you asking like if it clearly wasn't a natural ability, how did you do it?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, so the first show I ever sang, so I started on drums in high school, and I suppose my first like spotlight moment was like I had a drum solo at one point. And so, but I'm still like way in the back as a drummer, right? But I remember the first time where I really had to take the spotlight, and that was like in college. I started a band. I really wanted to be in a band. I wanted to play guitar, and we auditioned all these singers, and we just could not find a good singer. And we gave this one guy like 2 or 3 chances, and eventually I was writing songs already, so I wasn't singing, but I was writing my own songs. And eventually the drummer and I agreed that the singer wasn't cutting it, and I said, well, why don't I sing for now? And we had rented out a bar, like the basement of a bar downtown, and I'd offered our friends a free drink if they bought a ticket. And so we didn't want to back out. And so I said, I'm going to sing for now. And when we find a real singer, then we'll have the singer come in and sing the songs. And so I sang the show, and a bunch of our friends made like custom bras and were like throwing them at us. And a bunch of our like dude friends told us like, wow, we thought you were gonna suck and you didn't suck. And so that was our first show, and we had a great time. The place was packed, it was a 50 cap room, maybe 100, and it looked full. And so we thought we were rock stars, and so I decided to just keep trying. And I wasn't great, far from it, and I don't even think I'm great now, but I just keep getting better and better, little by little. And same with my like guitar playing. The last 2 years in Austin have been transformative, and I have so many people to look up to in Austin that I can't not get better. And so I went from this. I guess I was shy, but I really wanted to do this like from the moment I was 9, and I just whatever roadblock found in my way. I just said, okay, well, I'll do this until the roadblock goes away, and I guess that's where I am today.
Yeah, cool. Yep. Chris Cornell started on drums and then moved to the front as well.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Really? Yeah. He was he was the drummer. And I think he was singing as well. Maybe. Or at least for a little bit. But then
dude, that's awesome. I did not know that.
Then he realized, he couldn't sort of do both. Especially with the weird timing signatures and stuff like that. So yeah. It was his birthday yesterday or the day before. So happy birthday, Chris.
July?
Yeah.
Isn't it in June? I can't remember.
I think it was July. And was yours the other day?
Yeah, July 9th.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Isn't yours in July too? No.
No, I'm in March.
March, that's it.
March. Chris Cornell, July 20th. So for us, it's tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow. Oh, yeah, right.
Yep.
Okay, so 2 days for us. Yeah.
Yeah. And
dude, that's cool. Thanks for telling me that. I didn't know he started on drums.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He could pretty much do anything. He's one of those dudes. But I still miss him, man. And that's actually how you and I connected originally, if you remember. Like, I saw that video you did of Like a Stone.
Yeah.
And then reached out.
I do remember.
Yeah. Are you playing that in your set?
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
later in the set?
Usually later in the set. Sometimes I just throw it in. I mean, it depends. Like, if this is another thing too, is like I'm really realizing that I need to warm up before every gig. Like, I used to just go into the gig and be like, the way Dave Grohl talks about it is like, well, whatever, warming up, and like fucking Kurt Cobain never warmed up and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And so I stopped listening to that rhetoric, and now I'm actually warming up.
Yeah.
And so, sometimes it's earlier in the set. Like, I posted a video recently. I was playing like this restaurant, like kind of chill gig, and somebody asked for Like a Stone, and so I belted it out. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. That's funny when we're talking, because I reposted the video with the violinist like not that long ago, like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think I saw that. So when did you do that originally? Was that 2020? Is that how far back we're going, or roughly? Because
I don't remember, man. It might be like 2020, 2019.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, it's a long time ago. Yeah. At least 5 years for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing that many songs, you'd have to warm up, I mean, you might get away with it for a little while, but if you're doing that many shows a week, you got to be taking care of your voice. What about cooling down, like afterwards? Do you find you need to do that, or?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. There's a drummer I used to play with, who right after the show would put in headphones. And so I would like try to talk to him after the gig, and, just like, oh, that was fun, blah, blah, blah. Or like, anything, just trying to talk and, oh, what are you doing out like tomorrow? And he would always like be taking ears out and stuff. And like, oh, what did he say? And then eventually I asked him, like, how come you always put ears in after the gig? And he's like, oh, I'm just like putting my cool down set list or playlist. And I haven't done it yet, but I thought, wow, that's a really good idea. Especially like on Tuesdays, I play a gig where we stop at 2 a.m. And by the time we're done packing up, it's 3. I get home at 3:30, and I'm not really like, and then I need to shower. And I'm not really in bed until like 3:45.
Yeah,
and then I started taking like THC jujubes, and that really helps.
Yeah.
But just like, winding down with a playlist, I think would be like super helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't done it yet, but yeah, that's funny you bring it up. Like, I really should be doing that more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about vocally though? Like, are you cooling down your voice after shows? Or
Oh, no, not really, but I have been a lot more conscious about, talking in loud bars, for
yeah,
example.
that's the worst part I find. Like,
Yeah.
just trying to talk, that takes more out of me than singing, really.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like I was telling you about not taking breaks earlier,
Mm.
and how like that helps like keep the people in, but it actually also helps my voice, because if I'm not taking a break, then I'm not going to talk to people in between sets
Yeah.
while this loud music is playing, because if I've organized my set properly, then it's not straining my voice. But if people are coming up and like, "Oh my gosh, like you were so good," and I'm like, "What did you say?" and and then they're like, "Where are you guys from?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're from Austin. We play a lot of original songs. What's your name? Tom Breton." And then I'm like talking so loud, like
Yeah.
it wrecks my voice. Yeah, it
Yep.
really does. And I noticed it today. We were on a boat in Maui, and somebody was talking to me. And I'm like, "Thank God I don't have a gig today, because like the music's really loud." And this guy's like, he was asking me about my Instagram and like my music and stuff, and I was telling him, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is just like a gig. Like in between sets, like you have to raise your voice so people understand you." And
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually partly why I started this podcast, was because at gigs, like, well, firstly, it's hard to get time to talk to other musicians. You're either getting ready to go on or they're just about to get on and whatever. So there's not a lot of time to talk with your fellow musicians, but also, yeah, the raising of your voice at gigs, whether it be before you go on or after, it just kind of destroys your voice. So I thought I started this podcast so I could actually have the time to talk to people on more of a speaking level. So, yeah, I'm glad it's not just me then.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. And I've noticed, man, like even when I play like a full band gig, and I really have to be like, "What the fuck's up, everybody? Like, welcome to
Yeah.
Austin, blah blah." Like that hurts my voice less than talking to people in between sets.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, like, I only take breaks if it's dead. Like if it's dead, then we'll take a break, and then I'll go talk to people and try to like rile them up, and say like, "Oh, like where y'all from, blah blah." Like I couldn't get them for whatever reason while we were playing, and so I'll go talk to them, and or if it's really really dead, then I'll just go to the bathroom.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, before I let you go, obviously you've made Austin, Texas your home, at least for the time being. What's it like in Texas for someone like me who loves the look of Texas and all things Texan, but hasn't actually been there? What's it like? Like the food, the culture, the cowboys, the music shops, all of it.
Yeah.
Briefly.
Yeah, man. It's like little Nashville, I would say. Like it's more gritty than Nashville. I know you might have not been to Nashville either, but like Nashville is like music city of the world. So Austin's like the live music capital city of the world, and now Joe Rogan just built his a comedy club there, and so there's a lot of comedy happening. The nice thing about Austin is that it's kind of like this cultural center inside of like this big red state. So sure, there's a lot of cowboys and things in rural Texas, but you can still find like lots of like diversity and good food in Dallas and Houston and Austin. It's not like food wise. Personally, I just went to Nashville like back in May, and so Nashville is better. Like the food's better there. There's more music on the main strip, I would say. So in Texas, like there's more. I think Texas still has more music as a whole in the state. But if you're visiting and you're a tourist, then it's easier to go to Nashville because all the music is on one street and like there's 3 levels for every bar. But as a musician working, like, you know, I can play in Austin one day and then I could play in Waco, which is like in between Austin and Dallas, the next day. And then I could play in another city that's about an hour away the next day. Whereas like, I don't know if that's true of Tennessee. Like, you know, Nashville, there's plenty of music in Nashville, but as you get out of Nashville, it might be a little harder. I don't know for sure because I don't know Tennessee that much. So if anybody's out there like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. But Texas is great, man. Like, I really love it. I mean, it has a coast too. I haven't actually been to it yet, but there's apparently some surfing there. Again, it's not supposed to be that good, but there's some surfing on the coast. And we haven't been to Big Bend National Park yet, but there's Texas is huge, man. There's so much happening there. And Austin, as a musician, man, like I'm telling you, I'm turning down gigs. Like all you got to do is show up, be professional, you know, make sure you have extra cables in case your cables like burn out or whatever. And there's plenty of work there.
Yeah.
So.
Are you managing yourself basically, like booking and everything?
I have an agent. I have multiple agents. I have one that books like 40 to 50% of my gigs. Then I book, I would say probably 20 to 40% of my own gigs, and then the other 10% is like miscellaneous. Like I have 2 other agents that kind of like pop in and out depending on the season. And so, yeah, it really depends. I have a few friends who book all their own gigs by themselves. And so if you want to do that, you can do that as a musician. If you want to do like only agents, there's ways that you can do that as well. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities, man. It's awesome. And there's also like, there's 2 summers essentially in Austin, like from October till December, and then February until June. There's like those 2 summers, and there's a little tiny winter in the middle, and then the actual summer is like fucking hot, and people just stay inside, which is why we're not there right now. We're in Hawaii.
Really?
I'm trying to get away.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's too hot. We came to Hawaii to cool down.
Fuck. Wow. So Austin like seems to be the place for like comedy as well, because like we often watch Kill Tony, and you know, the people that they get just coming up on stage, you know, they've come from all around the world really just to be in Austin. So yeah, it's obviously similar for music maybe, or just for lots of different things, I suppose. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Tom. Thanks for coming on. Good to speak with you again. You know, I'm pretty sure we could chat for another couple of hours, but I better let you get back to your 1-year anniversary celebrations. Before we let you go, where can people find you?
So it's under Tom Breton. I got Spotify, Apple Music. I have a running joke on at my live gigs that you can find me anywhere except for OnlyFans. So Tom Breton, Breton, and if you like bluesy grunge rock, there you go.
Absolutely, man. Good to see you again. Enjoy the rest of your holiday, and
thank you.
We'll talk to you again soon.
Sounds good, brother. Good to see you.
Cool. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we'll see you again soon for another episode of Fox on the Wire. Take care.